Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making curried jackfruit. This is a dish that you can enjoy in so many different ways. Make sandwiches, wraps, enjoy it with flatbreads, puris, naan, parathas, what have you. So let's get started. Today we are preparing jackfruit by starting it out in the oven. I have already started preheating oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and in this bowl I have 1.5 pounds of frozen jackfruit that I have thawed. You don't have to use frozen. If you can find it packaged or canned, you can use that as well. You can leave it over the counter to thaw it or quickly thaw it in your microwave. I'm going to liberally drizzle it with olive oil. And here I have 1 teaspoon of pink salt, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Now this is the chili powder that imparts more color, less heat. You can use paprika if you have it on hand. This is 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and of course some ground black pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon. Now we are just going to mix everything nicely to coat all the pieces evenly. Here I have a parchment-lined baking tray. I'm going to transfer the seasoned jackfruit onto our tray, spread it in a single layer. Now I'm going to walk it to our preheated oven and let it roast till it's soft and lightly golden brown around the edges. While our jackfruit is roasting in the oven, we are going to prepare the sauce for it on our stovetop. To prepare our sauce, we are going to use everything that you see on the board. We will start out with some olive oil in our skillet, and to our hot oil we are going to add a bay leaf. If you have smaller ones, you can use 2. We are also going to use 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 2 tablespoons of freshly grated ginger, 1 teaspoon of dried fenugreek leaves. This is optional, but I would recommend you use it. It adds a depth of flavor to this dish. We will also use 1 large onion, 2 long chili peppers. If you don't have long chili peppers, you can use deseeded, deveined jalapeno pepper instead, and 1 cup of crushed tomatoes. I'm just going to throw our onions and chili peppers into this food chopper and give them a rough chop. Done. That's how far I needed to take it. Here I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the skillet. Turn the heat on under it. We are going to add our bay leaves to this hot oil and then add our mustard seeds. As soon as the mustard seeds start to pop, we are going to add our onions and green chilies. Move them around. We will saute our onions till they turn translucent and then lightly golden brown around the edges. Our onions look ready. So at this point, we are going to turn the heat between medium and low and start adding our spices. Saute our coriander and turmeric. Give it a few seconds to cook out the raw smell of turmeric. Now we add our grated ginger. Once everything is nicely sauteed, we add our crushed tomatoes. Now take the fenugreek leaves in the palm of your hand and use your fingers to grind them a little bit. Drop them in. Grind in some black pepper. And once the tomatoes cook through, we are going to add 1/2 cup of water. Let it come to a boil. Now, if you want, you can also add 1/4 teaspoon of Garam masala to it at this stage. Our jackfruit is ready. Now, 50 minutes later, this is what our jackfruit looks like. You have to make sure it's soft and cook through. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit before we proceed further, because we need to shred these pieces, or rather open them up like this. Now using a knife, we are going to cut each piece open. They have a very meaty texture. Now we are going to bring our chopped jackfruit and add it to the sauce that we just prepared. Turn the heat on, give it all a good stir, coat all the pieces with the sauce. Now if it looks like it has soaked up all the sauce, you can add another half cup to 3/4 cups of water and let it simmer. Break up the pieces if you see any big chunks, because you don't want to bite into stubby pieces of jackfruit. We are going to cover it and let it cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. So it has been 10 minutes since we covered our jackfruit and let it cook. 10 minutes later, this is what our jackfruit looks like. Used up all the water that we had added. I ended up adding 1 cup of water, nice and soft. Lastly, we are going to add dry mango powder to our dish. If you don't have mango powder, you can squeeze some lemon juice, about 1.5 tablespoons or so. It should not have any water left once it is done soaking up all the nice spices and sauce that we had prepared. You can check out the bottom of the pan, it's nice and dry. There you have it, our spicy curried jackfruit ready to be served. Now before you transfer it to a serving dish, make sure you give it a quick taste test and adjust any salt or seasonings. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please do give it a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.